But welcome to Hotbox the Pick. My name's Q. We're gonna get in some best bets for NFL Week 3. Now I told you last week you wouldn't need the points with Green Bay. Come to find out, you needed the points with Green Bay. They lost by 1. Now I did give my VIP members plus 1.5, but that's neither here nor there because we want to give out free winners here at the YouTube channel. And so I'm coming back and I'm bouncing back stronger than ever, baby. Here's what we're gonna do. It's gonna be ugly. You're gonna have to trust me on it. I can assure you that the wise guys and the sharp bettors are on this number. Now I wanted to wait a little bit to see if we got a little bit more favorable of a number, but here it is, man. It's ugly, it's nasty, and it's so disgusting, but it's crazy enough that I think it's going to work out for us. And so I'm going with the Chicago Bears plus 12.5. And I'm going with it for a couple of reasons. One, Kansas City week to week is one of the most publicly bet teams in this league. And oftentimes the public perception of a team isn't or doesn't tell the full story. And one thing about the Chiefs that I know is that they do not like to cover the spread. In fact, last year they were 9-11 against the spread. As you can recall, in week 1, we had the +7 and we had the Detroit Lions money line weeks before Travis Kelce had his injury. And so we're up a couple of units just from those bets alone. But I do look for favorable spots where I can fade Kansas City, not necessarily on the money line, but if I can find a spot that I like on a spread, then I normally tend to jump all over it. And that's what we're going to be doing this week with Chicago Bears in the 12.5 points. This game seems very it seems reminiscent to the game that Chicago played against the best defense in the NFL last year, the Philadelphia Eagles. And in that game, I believe Philly was a 7 or 8 point favorite. The game ended up being the Eagles winning 25-20. Justin Fields had like 70 to 85 rushing yards, a couple touchdowns, whatever it was. But it was a phenomenal game. And even though Chicago did not win that game, they did cover the spread, and I think that we're going to get something similar here tonight. Obviously, Kansas City does not have the defense that Philly did last year, but Chris Jones is back. He's a force to be reckoned with. But we have Justin Fields back there who's going to be able to create some things with his legs. I really, really, really think that Justin Fields is going to be creating some problems with his mobility for the Kansas City Chiefs. He'll make some plays, and just Kansas City doesn't pass the eye test for me this year. I mean, if I'm being honest with you, look, it's only week 3, but sitting at 1-1 right now, 1-1 ATS. Kansas City's dealing with a lot of injuries right now, man. It's looking like Pacheco may not play. Kadarius Toney is trending towards not playing as well, so we'll see how that works out. Either way, if they do play, they're going to be limited. But I also like this because Andy Reid doesn't care if he wins by 1 or if he wins by 21. So you're not going to kind of see Kansas City continue to put the pedal to the metal because that's not really the team that they are. And offensively, dude, like they don't look the same. Patrick Mahomes isn't chucking the ball down the field. He's not getting that much, yak yards after catch. And I think it's starting to kind of just show that maybe, just maybe, this team needs to go pick up some receivers in free agency or make a trade, either for some receivers or for some linemen, offensive linemen, or for both. But yeah, with the loss of McCole Hardman, obviously you're in the second year without Tyreek Hill, and it's starting to show. You've seen Patrick Mahomes get pressured a lot more, and which is crazy because the Chiefs are one of the only teams to not give up a sack yet this year. But I believe they're second or third in pressures allowed. And so Pat Mahomes is feeling the pressure now. I know Chicago's defense It's not that scary. I totally get it. But this game is gonna be a lot closer than people think. I also can foresee people taking this down to teaser potential, so buying 6 points and laying the 6.5 or the 6. Um, and so a lot of things about this game kind of just screams not as free as you may think. So I'm going to be rocking with the Chicago Bears plus 12.5. Uh, it's a gut play, but it's also a smart play. I see that the wise guys are on this. I'm also on this, and I think we have a really good shot at this cash in. Now, I don't think that we're going to get something similar to week one where Chicago wins outright. But I do think that Justin Fields has a game. I think that he's going to give the Chiefs some problems with his mobility and his ability to extend the play. And with Chris Jones coming up the middle, look like, yeah, it's going to be a difference maker. But I don't think that it's going to matter as much. My model has this at actually about 11.5 points. So according to my model, we got a point favor of this line. And so, although I anticipated this line potentially moving up closer to kickoff, it hasn't done that yet. And then seeing all the sharp money come in on Chicago makes me really feel good about this play. So I'm going to be rocking with Chicago Bears plus 12.5. We know Pat Mahomes doesn't cover the spread. Andy Reid doesn't care how much he wins by. And Chicago Bears, they got to get on it, man. They're going to go out there. They got to make a statement. And, making this a close game is going to do just that. So I'm rocking with the Chicago Bears. I'm rocking with Justin Fields to make some plays, to be smart with the ball, and lead us to a victory ATS. So rock with Chicago Bears plus 12.5. I hope that you tail. I'll see you back here in week 4 when it cashes. Peace, love, and prosperity. Happy gambling. Thanks for joining.